Most men over 50 think that they need to eat less, do more cardio, and grind harder in the gym in order to lose weight. But here's the truth. If your metabolism is not working for you, none of that's going to stick. You're eventually going to burn out, you're going to gain the weight back, and keep wondering what the heck is wrong with me. And the answer is, there's nothing wrong with you. It's your approach that's wrong, and today I'm going to show you how to fix it. My name's Todd, and I'm from Peak50 Fit, and I help 50 plus men lose belly fat, regain their energy, and feel strong again without having to do crazy diets or long workouts and giving up everything that they enjoy. And in the first phase of my Peak50 program is what I like to call mastering your metabolism. And it's the foundation of everything that we do. Because if we get this part right, fat loss becomes easier. Your energy comes back, and you stop living in this frustrating cycle of having to start over every single Monday. So a few years ago, I was doing all the right things, or at least I thought it was. I was eating less, I was hitting the gym 6 days a week, and I was cutting out carbs. And I was wondering why I was so exhausted and cranky and barely seeing results. Or in fact, what happened was my metabolism had slowed down to a screeching halt. And my body started holding on to everything, and I thought it was in survival mode. So when I finally learned how to fuel my body properly, focusing on strength training and building habits that worked within my lifestyle, the fat started coming off. And more importantly, it stayed off. And I wasn't starving myself anymore or killing myself in the gym. That's why now I start every client off with mastering their metabolism, because I know firsthand that if you skip this step, you're just going to be spinning your wheels. So when you hit 50, a few things start to happen. You lose muscle faster, your hormones start to shift, and stress and poor sleep, they start to pile up. And here's the kicker. Your metabolism starts to slow down, which means you burn fewer calories just by existing. So when you go back to trying those old school methods of eating less and moving more, your body just starts to fight back. You're tired, you're hungry, and your cravings just go through the roof. Eventually you fall off track, and then the cycle repeats itself. That's why phase 1 of Peak50 Fit is not about crash diets or doing 2-hour-long sessions. It's about getting your metabolism running like it did 20 years ago, so your body actually wants to burn fat. So the first thing that we do is rebuild that fat burning engine. Your muscle is like the engine in your car. The more muscle that we have, the more fuel it burns. And for men over 50, muscle is the most metabolically active tissue that we have. And so the more muscle that we have, the faster our metabolism. And we start to burn more calories even while we're at rest. My client Mike, he came to me thinking he just needed to run more and do more cardio. In fact, he hated running. So we switched him to more strength training workouts and properly fueling his body. And in 12 weeks, he lost 18 pounds, and now he feels like his body is working with him and not against him. We also focus on eating enough foods, because starving yourself is like driving on an empty gas tank. Your body slows down everything, and eventually you just burn out. So if you fuel it right, your metabolism starts to speed up. Second, we stabilize your energy, because if your energy is all over the place, your consistency is going to be all over the place too. And we do this by improving our sleep, managing our stress, and eating in a way that keeps your blood sugar steady. Because when you have more energy, you're more likely to stick to your workouts, your nutrition, and just show up for yourself because you're not exhausted anymore. My client Sean, 51, who told me he would crash every afternoon, and he was raiding the vending machines at work. And within 3 weeks of fixing his eating patterns, he said, I'm not even thinking about snacks anymore, and I'm getting way more done in the afternoons. And finally, we end this Monday start over cycle where, you're good Monday to Friday, and then the weekend hits. A pizza, a couple of beers, and some dessert, and suddenly you're up 3 pounds, and you feel like you blew the whole week, and your progress is gone. Where, in fact, if you have a healthy metabolism, you can enjoy these things without feeling guilty and be able to bounce right back. It's not about perfection, it's about sustainability. So when you master your metabolism, you stop living in this all or nothing cycle and actually start enjoying the process. So to recap, phase 1 of mastering your metabolism does 3 big things. One, it restores that fat burning engine so your body starts working with you and not against you. The second thing is it balances out your energy so you can stay consistent without burning out. And finally, it ends this Monday starting over cycle so you can actually enjoy life and still see progress. And this is exactly how I got my own results and how dozens of clients inside Peak50 Fit have dropped 15 to 20 pounds in 16 weeks while still living their lives. And so if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and finally make fat loss easier, I put together a free guide called 7 Ways to Stay on Track without letting your weekend ruin your progress. So click the link below or drop the word weekend in the comments and I'll send it straight over. Cheers.